I have a bladder like a camel, and I don't need to stop for a wee-wee very often.
You love gearboxes. You haven't got syphilis, have you?
Damon Hill does Murray Walker as a two-stroke.
Wetwang.
I'm sorry? What's your dirty driver?
I've got a very boring car. It's a German car. It's of the same group, I think, VW.
Yeah.
Passat, all track or all road, all track. Yeah. I don't even know what car I'm driving.
I mean, wouldn't you just lie about what you drive? Wouldn't you just say I've got the new Lamborghini Fettuccine?
Okay, I've got the new Lamborghini Fettuccine.
I think one of the disappointing truisms of racing drivers is they tend not to be that interested in fast road cars because they get it done on the racetrack. It's like catharsis.
It is.
And they get it done and then just drive home in a comfy car.
You get an F1 car, it's a pretty violent environment. You know, it gives you all the performance you want, but it's also brutal. And when you've done with that, you want to get in a nice car that's going to just not give you more,
most of us don't have the access to the Formula 1 car, sadly.
It looks a bit more, because you can tell there's no roads. Wetwang.
I'm sorry?
There's a place called Wetwang.
It's a family show, Damon. Come on.
All I said was, I'm just reading the map.
I have a bladder like a camel, and I don't need to stop for a wee-wee very often, which is something I don't want to share with the audience, but now it's out there. I'm happy with it.
And it's also in my mind now. It's not something I really.
You don't need to think about me. You don't need to think about me having a winkle. But I think a big fuel tank is a great thing, and modern cars their fuel tanks are too small.
You haven't got syphilis, have you?
Well, not that I know of.
Camels have all got syphilis.
Have they?
Yeah.
Camels have all got syphilis.
Well, that's what I
thought I was in possession of some useless information. Do you think Damon's a fast name?
No.
Because Lorenzo Bandini, he sounds like he's doing 200 when he's stationary.
You give him the job without even looking at him. He's just go down the list and go, we'll have him.
We'll have him.
What about Scott Speed? Do you remember him?
I think he's trying too hard.
It's too obvious.
It's like his parents decided he was going to be a racing driver.
Dan Gurney. That was a good one.
Dan Gurney's a great name, but he just sounds like a fighter.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, no, he'd muscle you out of a position rather than just do. I mean, Schumacher doesn't sound fast to me.
Scarf. What about Tazio Nuvolari?
I mean,
there you go.
That was a British racing driver winning the World Championship, and our great Brit commentator unable to speak. I mean, that's unrepeatable stuff.
Yeah, he put the little garland on the moment, didn't he? There with his comment and classic Murray.
Oh,
that's why he's Murray Walker.
He sent me an email once. I did a charity go-kart thing, and he was there for Nigel Mansell, and I'd communicated with him before, and he would always reply to your email, which I'm terrible at, and he wrote me a lovely sort of 5-line summary of my performance in the race. Ended up by saying, basically, ambition outweighed talent, and then all the best, Murray, and it's on my bog wall.
Brilliant.
Printed it out. What a legend. I used to have a column in a car magazine, and I did one of my columns. I was down in South Africa when he was doing that ridiculous GP Masters thing where they rolled out all the old guns to try and race again. And I just asked him to talk about his voice, not his ability to talk or his understanding of the sport, but just this gift he had.
No, it's a musical instrument.
It's amazing, and in its own way, it sounds like a car revving. Yeah. It's onomatopoeic to his subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he can actually go from being a twin cylinder to a 12-cylinder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he could be 2-stroke, 4-stroke.
It could be, there's definitely a bit of 2-stroke in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does. He goes.
Damon Hill does Murray Walker as a 2-stroke.
Have you been in you must have driven the Tesla from zero.
Oh God, it's absurd.
Phenomenal.
But it's a trick you very quickly grow tired of, actually, and as the driver grows tired of it, the passengers really grow tired of it.
Right.
It's unpleasant.
Yeah. But it's phenomenal. I've never accelerated so fast in my life.
Yeah.
Not even in an F1 car.
Well, I drove this thing that VW have made to go up Pikes Peak, the IDR. They've been winning all these records. I drove that for a couple of weeks ago to do a piece for Top Gear. That's doing 0 to 125 in under 5 seconds. I mean, that is a lot quicker than a Formula 1 car. Let's have a fuel stop, bolt you into the driver's seat, I'll go shotgun, and I get driven by Damon Hill. Don't you love that? I bet you've always enjoyed that someone finally gets a chance to sit next to you on the road, and I hope, like me, you just drive really slowly and sedately. You just wobble it around, and they think, I was expecting to come through a hedge sideways, and instead he just listened to Radio 4 and drove really slowly.
You might be gravely disappointed.
Damon! Go on, boy! Right, give it some beans.
I'm just showing you, Chris, that actually it's a hazard that people need to be aware of.
So what you're doing is aiming for the low mu sections of road to enjoy yourself.
Low mu, that's it.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that a Williams word? Does that remind you of your Williams?
It does.
days?
It reminds me of Adrian Newey. He was always saying mu. It's his favourite word, I think. Oh dear. They try to speak Greek just to keep us out of the conversation.
Yeah. Who was the most impressive sounding engineer of the lot? Who would you lose soonest in the conversation? Newey must have been up there.
You mean technically?
Yeah.
Well, he could leave you right behind. Of course, there's Paddy Lower as well, who was a computer scientist as well. And once he started going on about
bit rates,
and stuff like that, you got no chance there. Patrick was quite good. I always think Patrick's like the Isambard Kingdom Brunel of Formula One. You know, he should really have a really tall hat. You know, one of those chimney pipe stack hats. And but he loved his engineering, particularly gearboxes.
Did he?
He loved gearboxes.